tomorrow, and it is also my film that's coming out. My film is coming out at 8 p.m. tomorrow. It's going to be very exciting. So it's on Friday the 19th, and it also happens to be the exact same time Taylor Swift's is coming out. Now it should be 8 p.m. I'm counting on it being 8 p.m. unless something goes wrong, because I'm actually at the event at that time, so I'm basically going to upload it and then basically make it public. So hopefully it should all go right. But say, I don't know, something could happen. I don't know, get caught into a really big conversation, and then I'm like, oh my god, I forgot. But hopefully it should be fine. So it should be at 8 p.m. So I've got quite a lot of things to tell you. For starters, I'm going to tell you that the fact my film premiere has been inside a newspaper. So here you go. This is the Lancaster Guardian. So I could read it bit of it actually. By the way, I'm dyslexic, but hopefully I should go fine. Since it's about me, so I should notice that. A Lancaster teenager is holding her first film premiere at the West End Playhouse in Morecambe. Oh, somebody's put hi, so hello. 247 train. Let's put hi. Matilda Walden, 15, is going to showcase a film that has been produced. Wait. Basically, is with the fact of her song Doris, which is my song called Doris, which I have wrote, and it says about the fact of how I wrote it. So Doris is about the fact of a bird being trapped, and Doris is the only person that can let her free, and it's basically a bit like a controlling relationship sort of a situation. The story, which is on Spotify and also SoundCloud, it is. So it's some great reviews from Matilda's loyal following, such as you, and videos on her YouTube channel, which has over 600,000 views. And Matilda,
top video has 600,000 views.
Has also made her own music video for many other songs, but mainly featuring herself, which they have. They always have featured me, but this time I featured other people. They have always featured me. Although Fred Dibner featured Fred Dibner and me. That counts.
No.
With a very unique idea for a music video, which you have to wait and see. I'm not going to tell you what the unique idea was, because that will ruin everything. So you're either going to have to see tomorrow when you come to the film premiere, or wait for it to come out. And for the music video, they called on the West End Players to come and do it with us. So basically, the West End Players is a theatre company, basically, and so obviously for actors and for use of a building. And I mean, they are all brilliant actors. I can't fault them at all. They were all so wonderful. So they were on the film. You can see it in there. So there they are. And then it says about the fact of that's Helen, and that we did a film. So what's going to happen is, I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. On the film, it's going to be, so what it's going to happen is, it's going to be a live band at the beginning, and there's going to be nibbles, which I'll show you. These are a few of them. So these are rock buns. These are some rock buns I've made, and then I've got more of these, but they've just come out the oven. These are chocolate chip walnut brownie cookies, which I've just eaten one.
I'm making some quiches.
And it's very, very good. And my mother is making some quiches and some sausage rolls, which is obviously going to be very good. And I'm planning on having one tonight, really. And then there's going to be a live band, and then after that we're going to showcase the film. Obviously there's going to be a bit of chatting in between, who doesn't love to chat. It's going to be a film, and then there's going to be showcasing a film of Alien. Now Alien, if you've heard of it, is a musical. Well, no, it's not a musical at all. Alien is a film. It's a horror film, and they basically, the Western Players made it into a musical, and I was in it, and they filmed it. The owner, who is Matt Panesh. Matt Panesh, I sometimes don't pronounce his name right. Which Matt Panesh is there, and he was inside the film. He's also the runner of the West End Playhouse. So he produced this, so he's edited it, and you'll able to see it. He's also produced it along with Helen Logan, who's also inside there. Now, tickets are donations, but if you donate over £5, you get a free CD. Now, we are sold out, did very, very well. We have actually managed to get sold out. To say this fact, I'd say my first event, because the only events I've done is things like the Fringe. If you've heard of Edinburgh Fringe, well, I do the Bay Fringe, which I am doing this year, so you have to hear a lot about. And I've done things like Lancaster Music Festival and stuff, but this is something that I've fully produced by myself. No backing, apart from using the West End Playhouse, but no, like big, festival. So it's very exciting, the fact is it's sold out, and it's very exciting the fact is Lancaster Guardian has done a coverage on it. It's very exciting. I know a lot of you are coming as well, which is going to be absolutely wonderful. And I'll talk a little bit about as well while I'm here and I've got your attention. You might have noticed I've got a few videos that have come out. So we've got the one of the tunnel I just went in yesterday. Now that was quite different. I'll tell you a few things about that actually. It was quite because we went in very, very blind. You know, we didn't really know where we were. So we went in very, very blind. Anyway, we looked into it afterwards. And please do watch the video because you have to see it, you know, for yourself. We watched it. It was so basically it's an old abandoned train tunnel, and it's a line. You see, so it's a line means fact, you know, it's a track that goes on for a while. So there's a tunnel, but there's also the track, and the track, and basically what it is like it's the whole city's built around it. So you've got two housing estate there, housing estate there. There's just this line running through it, which is of the railway, and inside the railway, basically, people have just dumped all the rubbish in there. So there's just so much rubbish. Clearly, people have just got from their house and they've just dumped it over the side. Of just so much rubbish. And then obviously trees have grown up through the tracks, so there's a lot of that going on. And then there was the actual tunnel itself, which was very, very dark. We had a really, really rubbish light, which was a slight problem, but we didn't really plan on it, so you know. So we didn't really go in. We went in a bit deep, but you have to see it. But it's quite scary. But it turns out we looked afterwards, and it's supposed to be very, very, very haunted. And because it was opened. It was opened. When was it opened? 18. It was
18, it was built in 1840.
But then when it was just trains, and then it...
By 1930, buses were becoming much more popular and the line closed to the public. It carried on being used for the transportation of goods before finally closing in 1980.
But it was originally for travellers, but, you know, travelling, you know, people. It was originally for trade, so then it turned into a public transport thing. And when it turned into a public transport thing, a year after it being turned, a girl got a 15-year-old girl got sort of fell out of the carriage, and she sort of got sucked underneath, and basically the train killed her.
Margaret Banks.
And
it was 1866.
1866. It must have opened in 1865. And then the locals still say that they can hear screaming. And also they said that there's supposed to be like a grey lady who's apparently supposed to lure people in, but nobody knows if she does good things or bad things. Or at least she's there, she's said to be safe.
She's said to walk the tunnel at night and often appears on dark and stormy nights. And if legends to be believed, Margaret's bloody curdling screams that echo beneath the busy streets above. There have been several reports of sightings of a mysterious grey lady. This is supposed to be another one.
Yeah.
Those who claim to have spotted her say she walks around the tunnel, approaching any visitors who enter to welcome them. It is not known who the grey lady could be. So according to this, there's two ghosts. Others have roamed the tunnel, claim to have experienced a strange feeling when walking through it. Well, you will do when you're terrified. And one person of a photo site, Flickr, claims that their watch stopped working.
Well, when we were in there, we were in there a bit, but not like too long. I think what happened was we didn't really notice so much of a strange feeling, but it did get colder. But I don't know if that was just because we got away from sunlight. But it sort of down a tunnel. It was really dark, but you could see it was sort of curved a bit. But later on, it did get light. It wasn't like a direct light, but it did get lighter. But we sort of just got sort of like was wanting to go because you see, my mother had a doctor's appointment, so we had to go. So I feel like if we stayed longer, something would have happened. Now I mean, I don't know whether to get a group of people and go back again. You see on the video, I said maybe you should bring Billy, because if you see, obviously it's in a city, and it's obviously, you know, in a city being by yourself in dark is bad enough. Never mind in daylight, which we were, stupidly enough. And should I say about that person? About the flood. Okay, so I'll tell you what happened. We sort of like got a bit lost and we were asking for directions, and my mother just was frantically going to absolutely everybody that came up to us, and she went to this Warren, and it was like, you know, but he says directions, and I just noticed straight away from his hand, he had his phone like inside his hand, there was just blood dripping from his whole hand, and there was like a cut as well, and there was just blood dripping down, and I was looking thinking, oh my god. So I was thinking, right, calm, but get out of this situation. So I was just like, let them finish, but lucky enough he just says, no, I don't know. I mean, if he said oh, I know, then we'd have had to been there longer. But
I'm oblivious to everything. I didn't even
notice. And then straight after that she was like, oh, taxi driver, ask him. I'm thinking, no, stop it. And the thing is, I was on my phone and I was finding directions, and I actually found it pretty much straight after that. I'm quite good at directions, but that's not how we got lost.
She has a really good, I have an absolutely rubbish sense of direction, and Matilda's like brilliant. She's like, what are those things? Compass. She is really good at directions.
But you see,
I'm
there
absolutely
was somewhere we
rubbish.
needed to go, and we had no idea where it was. But I just looked on the map, and I could tell from how the road was built. I could tell where it was. So I just managed to get us there. And I didn't, I don't know. It's a city that I've barely been to, and I knew.
But when we went down, we didn't know the story. We didn't. We just presumed. We just thought.
I would presume somebody had died in there.
And
it's a dog tunnel. It's been
and what I didn't realise was I heard a train, and just thought it was a train above or near on a train track. Didn't think anything of it whatsoever.
And you couldn't hear a loud. There's no loud road above us.
No, I just heard the train and just thought, well, there must be a train track there. Never even thought about it. But then when I came back and Googled it, they said that was. There isn't a train track near it, basically. So I had a train. But the other thing was because it's hard when you're filming and you're walking and you're not thinking straight and you're thinking about yourself, your own safety. And then I walked a bit further and I saw a light, not bright at all. And then I thought afterwards, well, there wouldn't. But you will hear me on the video. I say, there's a light there. But then afterwards, when you think about it logically, when you're out the situation, there's no light. How can there be any light? Because there's nothing up above. So I'm not saying it was haunted or not, but there was a couple of things which you couldn't explain, basically.
And my mother was finishing a sentence, and I was already going into my next sentence. I heard something in between that sentence, but I was already, had my mind set in the sentence. I was going to get it out there. So I was already ready to speak, but I suppose if I stopped and listened, they might have heard something. But there's no noise around us. It was very quiet. Anyway, even though you're inside the centre of a city, it was still quiet.
It was quiet. It was really quiet.
But
Say where you were, but I didn't have any fear of that. Because obviously you think things when you're scared, don't you? So everything you think differently.
I was quite relaxed to say.
Like sounds and stuff
just
like
seeing
that.
a guy with blood dripping from his hands and stuff.
I didn't have any fear of the ghosts. I'd have more fear of somebody alive down
That's
there.
what I was.
That was my fear, but not of a ghost.
Well, we were thinking about it, like, if somebody did come out, there's one or two things. It could just be like somebody like us just having a little look around, or it could have been somebody bad, and we were like thinking, what do we actually do? Because we weren't. It sort of was like very cornered off. Nobody could really, you'd have to make,
Yeah, but you think about it now, in people, obviously it's all over the news, isn't it? Look at that man that was doing the prayer reading and got stabbed. People are just walking down the street and getting stabbed, and bombings and stuff like that. Think of the Manchester bombing and everything. So you've got that risk. You can say, oh well, it's so dangerous down there. That could have been, but nowadays you've got that risk just walking out publicly.
Well,
fear and stuff. So what do? Otherwise you just wrap yourself in cotton wool and you not do anything. So it didn't worry me.
It's easier though to do that.
It wouldn't be much of a YouTube channel, would it? And here's Matilda again, wrapped in. Look at the cotton wool. So I've used Johnson's cotton wool this week to wrap myself in.
I had to do it fairly quickly because I didn't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
I had to do it too quickly that I would get hurt.
The fibres have scratched me a little bit and I'm a little bit sensitive.
You see, my skin isn't built up, you see.
Yeah, because I've stuck myself inside the whole time doing nothing, so...
and then, so we did that, and then... What else have I done this week? We had
Should
the
I read some comments?
Oh, yes, and then I'll tell you the next
It's not all
video.
about you, Matilda,
What?
Doug Power, hello. Neville says you may have I've answered Neville on there, haven't I, Neville? Welshman Jason Patrick says hi from Llandudno, North Wales. Llandudno's lovely. Been to. Why do you always have to say stuff in accents that are nothing like Welsh? You always do that. You do like an Irish accent when somebody says somebody from Ireland. It's nothing like it.
I won't do an Irish accent. It's not very good.
Well, none of your accents are any good.
Do that.
Hooking Bite says hello. How are you? Fine,
good.
thank you.
Very good. You?
Michael Kettering says anything to do with railways is interesting. I definitely agree with that. Joanne says, sup guys, much love from Chicago.
Oh,
hello, Chicago.
It's funny when you have
Hooking
people
Bite
all the
says
way from the world.
it's not about you. This is them.
No, I'm talking
No, this is them. Stop it.
I'm talking
This is
about people.
This is somebody else's moment. This is your moment. Hooking Bite says it's your friendly railway engineer here. Joanne says we have a lot of haunted places in the United States. I bet you do. Tom Watson says, did you able these cookies? I think that must have predictive text must have changed it. I want one. And in this, there's a story is very appetising. Not very appetising because that's obviously when you're on about he's trying to eat something, and you're on about blood dripping down a man's hand. Jeff Jones says brilliant.
Like
Tom Watson says I'll bake. There you go. Did you bake those cookies? Jeff Jones says Hogwarts Express.
Oh yes.
Dante Ferraco. How are you, Matilda? Just joining the live. We're fine,
Good, thank you.
And Matilda's afraid of Ferris wheels, not ghosts. Do you remember that? She was Neville on that. She was absolutely terrified.
Well, I was.
It was hilarious.
I was with this group. I'm just trying to find a picture I want to show you. I was with this. Where's my picture? I was with this group, and we were ice skating, and afterwards we went on a Ferris wheel. But it was like one of those Christmas ones where it's like all big and well built, and it's got the glass things around it. It's, you know, like the London Eye, and that was scary. But I was with quite a lot of people, and I just sort of accepted. And we did already all think of an escape plan. But speaking of blood from your hands, this is what I did on somebody's hand. I don't know if you're able to see that, but I did that on somebody's hand, so you can see the cut there. Now, you might be thinking, why did I do that? Well, it was fake. It was part of a theatre class. So we used wax, you see, and then you sort of because it's hard, you sort of like have to mould it, you know, warm it up a bit, and then put it on the hand, and then you have to use a little spatula and put a little cut in between it, and then you put loads of paint and all, you know, put it up. And then another girl really quickly did it on my hand because we were finishing class, and with this piece of glass inside that hand. So that was quite good. But I just couldn't believe it. It was like, it's not like he just got it cut. It was just dripping, and he didn't seem to notice it at all.
Rob says, hello Matilda, hello Mum. I did comment on your tunnel video, made me laugh. You didn't want Mum going in the tunnel leaving your biscuits look nice on the side. No, she didn't. She was absolutely terrified. She was shaking at one point, and I just thought, he would just stand there and I'll just go further in. And then she's going, you can't do this. You can't do this. And then she started whispering, I don't know why, you just can't do this. I said, well, I could have done it by now.
The urgency of the situation.
I thought, well, you're holding me up, there's a chance of something happening. I could just whip in there, whip back again, see if there's anything there, and we could have done it by now.
And you're seeing if somebody's there, somebody could be there.
Yeah, but they could be up, and they could be outside, couldn't they? They could be anywhere.
If you were there and somebody just came running through, and I could just go, oh, God.
But you could do that up on the town. Somebody could come running past. I went to Spain years and years and years ago, and when there was a bank robbery, and somebody came running down the road with a sawn-off shotgun across the chest, and they brushed past me, and then the police were going after them. So that was just in Spain, coming from the beach to my apartment, in the broad daylight with loads of people about. And if I'd have got in the way, it could have shot me. It could have shot me anyway. It didn't, thank God. But if I'd got in the way, it might have done so.
Oh, now safe of that tunnel.
Yeah. Are you the man from Spain? Hola! I'm going to kill you. Oh, great.
I came over that money I got from the bank.
You were in my way. I forgot to say to you, those police would have caught me if you were taking all the pavement up.
Now, about my other video that I did, which was, we did a chase trip. We did a train trip chase. So what happened was, I just came back from a residential, and I was quite ill due to the fact that we got a cold because of, well, starters went swimming twice and came out, and, well, you know.
She's very fragile.
I'm not fragile. And also, so we came out, and then we slept inside a tent, so basically it was cold. Our tent got completely flooded. So all of our stuff was soaking wet. We're lucky enough it was on a place that had inside facilities. So lucky enough I got to stay inside a lovely warm house. What happened was the first night it was very, very warm, and it was very good, and I was surprised how warm it was. Then the second night it was really cold and wet and windy, and everybody said, so we were just, people that stopped outside said the fact of that they either woke up from coldness or the noise of the wind and the rain and stuff, and now it just cooked up in the side, all perfectly fine. But yeah, so I was coming back from my residential. I was trying to think about it. I was coming back from my residential. So we did this train ride thing. So that's probably the reason why I sometimes look tired on the video. So there's how the line works is there's Settle line here, and then there's Gigglewix line here. Settle goes up to Carlisle. Gigglewix comes from like Carnforth, and then this one travels down there, and then this one has to do like a curve circle, like a corner thing, and this one's higher, and it has to like sort of join onto it. And there's a roundabout here and a bridge. So we were over here, up near the Gigawitz line, so we're going to wait for the train. So we had no idea if it's coming, because I think there's no, like, signal boxes on that line. And anyway, you know, you still have to look out for it to come in. Could have done with another person really say, oh, look, it's coming, but anyway. So we basically saw it coming, and we wasn't, the steam train wasn't at the front, it was the diesel. The steam train was behind it. We didn't know that at the time, but we thought, oh, do any train, go.
That's what we said. So the diesel came down at the front with all the carriages, so we couldn't see the steam train. And so we sat there, and Matilda says, "There's a diesel train," and we were so, because when you're in it, you don't think logically, do you? And I said, "It'll do. Let's just chase that."
Oh, I knew
So we
the
actually started chasing the diesel, not even thinking, and then we thought, the steam train will be behind it. That's the right one. So imagine if we'd gone, oh no, we're not chasing a diesel. We're waiting for the steam train. Then it'd have gone straight past us.
Well, it was. I thought it would go for it because I could see the carriages, the usual carriages that they use, and I thought, well, maybe just something happened with the steam train and it's using diesel, so go for it.
Never even thought, because it just completely threw us just because it was the wrong way round.
But then it was going, so then we started following them. We had to go to the roundabout, which obviously slowed us down. And now the thing about this road is that
it's a horrible road.
You can't overtake anybody at all. So we went around and lucky enough, because it has a corner, basically it slowed it down. So then we were going onto it. So we were actually racing, either racing the diesel or the steam train change. And we were going the full way with it up until Hellerfield.
We say racing, there was somebody doing 30 miles an hour and we were struggling to keep them up with them at one point because it had slowed down so much. So there wasn't any racing going on, was there? But, it was so slow.
We lost it a bit afterwards because we were going through villages, so we had to. So then we carried on, and then we got to Hellerfield. Now it's going to Hellerfield to turn round. So it turns around there. So we filmed it turning round.
It doesn't turn round.
It does turn around.
No, it doesn't. It reverses back up. It reverses up and then it comes down the other side.
It's sort of a sense of turning.
But no, because
well,
then people would think, oh, perhaps Hellerfield has got a turntable.
I have to explain that bit then.
Well,
right, so
it's kind of like when trained people are on, I want to know.
Right, so there's the platform here, and there's a line here and a line there. So that train comes down here, it goes to the end, and then it switches track and it goes up this end. Right.
So it doesn't turn round?
No, it just goes back a bit and up a bit, but basically it changes line. So it changes line. So we filmed it a little bit there, and we got to go on. I didn't get to go on a footplay, but we got to film it on a footplay. If we're on the platform, usually I get to go on a footplay, but that wasn't. You know,
they won't be allowed to, because then if it's that far down, you're then onto the railway track, aren't
exactly.
you?
That's
the problem.
So they filmed it on board for me, which was great. So you can see that inside a video. And so they filmed that, and then we went because we wanted to catch it. So we went and said to us we were going to set off. I think they said to set off at 10:20. So then we waited for it. Went back up to the spot, and on the exact same spot, we went like further down the line, and we just had to wait for ages, and it was quite late. So we were like. We had to wait for quite a bit, but the thing is, we didn't know it was coming. We didn't know what was happening, so we just had to go on the chance it was coming. And we saw steam at one point, but it wasn't that.
Some people say, "Oh, get that track and that stuff like that," but that's going to take all the excitement out, isn't it?
If you I don't have the brain power. So.
No, I don't have the brain power. No. We never have internet connection, so it's always that damn dongle's going wrong. You've seen these people, and they go, oh, "It's there," and it's like, you know, they can put it to a few feet. I think, well, that takes all the sort of like skill out of it,
I'll
doesn't
listen
it?
to what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll take that information and let you go on track, say. And you pay for the internet connection, but I'm not doing it myself. I'll just ask you, and then I'll run off to Matilda and say, oh, it's coming, and she'll think I look really good. I'll be there like predicting it. I think it's coming. I can feel it, Matilda, I can feel it. And she's going to go, how does she get this every single time? She's not on that track, say.
I thought you just asked then we did that, and then so we just sort of like, thing is, because it was on this corner and it was a bit of a hard thing to get out of on this road, we struggled a little bit, but lucky enough it was sort of a bit of a clear spot. We just managed to make it, and we chased it for a bit, and then it went up to Carlisle, so then we were like, done. Right,
Welshman Jason Patrick says, you come to Landlord No, Victorian Extravaganza and Transport Festival.
Oh.
If you look on the internet, it's a great weekend, 4th of May to 6th of May, like being in the old days. Marley says hello. Now
I would do, but actually I'm having something on that day. But
no, there's just about everybody.
But everybody can go to
just about everybody online says it's their birthday. So you've got to give shouts out to everyone. Or there's Dr. C.G. Joseph, Purple Professor's happy birthday. Dante, happy birthday. Queen of Ice, the message retracted. Ariana, happy birthday, Queen of Ice. So we've got Dr. C.G. Joseph. It's his birthday, right? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dr. C.G. Joseph. Happy birthday to you. Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Hip hip.
Hooray!
Yeah, that's that done. Right. Is that done? Is there anything else?
Well, I just have a few little more words.
What have you got
What was
words
the other
about?
video I did? I did another video. Oh, I did my dance video. Taylor Swift, Shake It Off.
Yeah, you did. Is it well as that?
Um,
Taylor Swift's friend's parents seen it.
Yeah. But Taylor.
So she commented.
But Taylor Swift's happens to be released at the same time as mine. So she's got this new album called Torture Poets Department. And she is releasing it at the same time as mine, and she's releasing a music video at the same time as mine as well. So at the exact same time. So on Friday, tomorrow, 19th at 8 p.m, the Doris the music video will be released. Please do go watch it.
That's going to be alive. Have you told them that?
I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay.
So I forgot mainly, but anyway. It's going to be very, very, very big. It's been a very big video. It's coming a lot of work, so I do hope you come and watch it. And also,
there's no tickets left, so if you haven't booked, you've no chance anyway.
You can watch it online.
Oh, yeah, you can watch it online.
And then I am going to do a live of the event because I know a few people that.
Well, the main actress is in Australia.
Yeah,
that's
so
why.
Main actress is in Australia.
She's asked us to do a live.
So we're going to do a live of the event. That'll be around about 7ish. The event starts at 7, so it should be 7 actually. And then we should post a video, and then it's going to be very exciting and very, very good night.
It's a lot more people's birthdays. Eden, happy birthday. And friends' birthday. We've got friends' birthdays now. Happy birthday, Lottie. Mayama says hello.
Hello.
And Rob says, Matilda, please don't ever change. We love you as you're so funny and your mum. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. The news is back this week, by the way. I'm just trying to think of everything I need to say. The news is back
Have you shown the people I've just joined in that you've been in the paper?
This is the paper, Lancaster Guardian, my film show, premiere. Sign up here. And this is going to be going up, hence the reason why it's got an arrow. It doesn't lead anywhere. It actually starts at 6:45, and I thought about it afterwards. I did the sign. I thought I'm going to have people going in at 7, but I've got a person on the door.
We've got a red carpet.
I've got security, I've got a red carpet, it's a big event. And the news is coming back this week because I had last week off because I was busy getting a cold. So I'll see you all later. Thank you for watching us. Do not forget to see my video tomorrow. Future videos that are coming. Don't forget to tune into my news show. And I just wanted to say about the fact that these are baking treats. We've got more treats coming that haven't been baked yet. I've been inside the Lancaster Guardian. My event is tomorrow. It's very,
and don't
very
forget,
big.
who haven't watched it, to watch the scary tunnel video.
Yes, and who hasn't watched my train video and who hasn't watched my Taylor Swift
did you
video.
tell about that comment before you go? Where the man's father used to work there?
Yeah, this is really interesting. So there's a man who commented who used to work on the train line. He says that people would not actually go down
Some of the men.
tunnel. Some of the men.
The drivers.
Would not go down the Miley tunnel because they were so scared to go. So you think about it, you're in front of this train, right, driving along, and you see a ghost, you're going to be quite scary for life.
Well, you can't do anything, can you, I suppose?
No, but I mean, but can you imagine?
But there must have been, surely people have seen it to not want to go down there.
Well, somebody's got to see it to know it. But can you imagine, like, driving along and then you just see that person stood there, like...
I'm on the track.
Right. Oh, God. Like a horror movie, isn't it?
But anyway, we'll go back down.
It's giving me, like... Wait, what?
Goosebumps. It'll be fine.
It's making me terrified just thinking about it. Like, really terrified. Well... I'm just thinking, though, somebody's down the track and you're driving along, you're like... Can you imagine that?
I think it'd be quite scary at night, but I'd be more worried about people down there. Because there's obviously people down there all the time with all the litter, isn't there? And drug paraphernalia and stuff like that.
The spray paint was at the beginning of the tunnel, but it didn't really carry on.
No.
They're
obviously
big men, but actually...
big men graffiti artists.
I did the beginning bit.
Yeah. I'm not going in too far. I mean, I can't see my spray paints, that's the reason.
Mm.
Well, I've got a torch, well, it's just not bright enough.
It's supposed to be like £30.
I've got a strobe light. Well, it moves and I can't see properly. I'll just do the entrance.
I'll put it on a stand. Shush!
Yeah.
You see, I've got blood dripping from my hand.
Can't remember what I'm writing now. Can't remember which swear word I started with.
Swear word. I'll see you all later.